Hello, I'm Nutter, and we're going to be covering this module right here called Black Arrows. I do apologize for the fact that the case is tilting it. This is not something I can control with the case, but I feel like the case is a fine addition and definitely something you should download if you're interested in a little bit more chaos than the normal game. Now, as you will see, this module lives up to its name. It is named Black Arrows, and you see black arrows, along with a small screen that shows what stage number you're on, and of course the LED that we all know and love from the game. This will require some level of edge work, but it does not require anything other than the third and sixth number of the serial. So if this is all you're doing, you're pretty much fine to go from here. Now, the first step before you even deal with any of the other modules on the BOM, including the Black Arrows itself, is actually to find your starting point. Now, you're going to take your third character in your starting number, in this case 3, and as it says in this paragraph right here, you're going to use the third character to find your row, and you are going to use your sixth character as the column. In this case, for me, that is 3 and 4, which means we are starting at this one right here. I'm going to change my highlight color to something a bit more impressive, because blue tends to blend in with the light manuals. Now, before we do anything else, including progressing this module, we need to do a bit more prep work. I'm going to go over here, and as you see, I've already set up notes. I can even add one above it. So this is going to be our grid number. This is going to be our total. If I could spell, that'd be great. This is going to be our total after mod, so we are after modulo, so that we'll phrase it like that, and this is going to be our direction. These are your 4 key parts to this module. We'll get to each of them as we get to them. But there's one more thing we need to do, and it's dealing with the rest of the serial number. Now, this module has a global offset. That offset is the total of the serial number positions for all of the letters on the module. So, of course, this is how my edge work works. This is my edge work page, excuse me. And we are going to add everything together. A is 1. W is 23, I believe. Yep. And then you have echo. So alpha is 1, whiskey is 23, and echo is 5. We are going to add these 3 numbers together, and doing that in my head, well, I don't even have to. This program is nice, and I can just literally do this. Hit space, and it's already done the math for me. Now we are going to go back to our page, and that sum we just had, 29, is going to be our offset. Now now that we've done all of that work, we're still not done yet. You see this one over here? This one right here that I highlighted in red earlier? This is going to be our grid number for the first stage, for our stage 0. We are going to add that grid position to our global offset, in this case 1 plus 29, or 30. I would recommend pulling up a calculator for this one, especially if you are like me and try to get math as quickly as possible and don't feel like doing it in your head. This is going to be 30 modulo 12, which is 6. Now that we've done that, we are going to look up here at this little grid of 12, and we are going to find our number, in this case 6, and that tells us our direction. In this case, it is right. Now that we've done all of that, we're finally ready to deal with the boss itself. Now, as you can see, this down arrow is flashing multiple times. This tells us what direction we're what direction we're flashing, what direction we are going, as well as how many times we go. In this case, we have a down arrow flashing 3 times, so we are going to move on our grid down 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This 2 is our new grid position, and will be the next thing we deal with. Like with stage 0, we are going to add 29 to that, but we are not done, because we also have to add our stage number itself in. So, in this case, we are adding 2 plus 29 plus 1. For those of you who are bad at math, that is 32. Now, I'm going to be cheeky, because I can literally just look at this and add 2 and know that it's the same on my modulo, but of course you can use a calculator if you're a little bit less cheeky than I am. Once again, you can find 8 on your little grid of your little 12 by 2 up here, and that tells us our direction is up. Now, we can solve another module. I promise this module is faster when you're not doing a tutorial on it. Those little lines tell you, these little lines at the top and bottom of the stage indicator tell you that the stage is switching over and that you've just done a stage. As you can see, the arrows have changed. They are flashing in different directions. Once again, 1, 2, 3. They're flashing up and right 3 times, so we're gonna move up and right 3 times. This is going to be 3. We are going to take our grid number, we are going to add our global offset, and we are going to add our stage number. So once again, that is 3, that is 29, and that is 2. 29 plus 2 is 31, plus 3 is 34. And once again, I can be cheeky and just add 2 to our previous number. Once again, our 12 by 2 tells us that 10 is up. Now you will get to see the actually fast part of this. Now every arrow flashed. This means no matter what, we are staying in place. Since our stage number went up by 1 and nothing else is changing, we can of course just go ahead and make sure that we know that our total is going up by 1, and that means our modulo total, assuming it doesn't go over 12, is also going up by 1. In this case, that 10 becomes an 11, and that up becomes a left. Do not get rid of old notes, as you will see at the end of this. This is flashing down twice, so once again, we are going to go down 2. Our new number is 9. 9 plus 29 plus 4 equals, that is 42. 42 modulo, can I do this? Will it let me do this? No, it won't. Okay. I have to actually do that on the calculator. RIP. I've never thought about doing that before, and just realized I could. This is going to be a modulo total of 6, which once again, that will make our direction right. Once again, we go ahead and solve another module, get a new stage. This flashed twice, so we are moving up and right 2 times. That gives us a new number of 1. 1 plus 29 plus 5, that is 35, and we are going to modulo that by 12. Apologies for the rickroll, I forgot to change that since the last time I've done a tutorial. YouTube, please don't copyright those. Once again, our modulo total is 11, and our direction by our 2x12 is, of course, left. If I've done this wrong, I'm going to be so sad. We are going to go right twice. Now, this is an edge case that I wanted to talk about. Quite literally, hitting the edge. You see right here that we're only able to move once, but we need to move twice. We are going to move twice, but we are going to skip this 3 right here, because this is nothing more than essentially a header to the row. We are not actually going to use any of this column or any of this row when we're moving beyond the edge of the grid. So we cycle back around to this 6 right here and continue on with our life as normal. Once again, this is 6 plus, that is not a 6, 6 plus 29 plus our stage number, which is another 6. That gives us 41. 41 is 1 less than 42, so 5 is going to be 1 less than 6, and 5 is down. We are staying in place again, so once again, this is going to be 6. We are going to add 7 instead of 6 for stage number this time, meaning we are at 42. This will be 6 again, which means that this is a right. Our stage 8 is moving left twice, and we are going to do the same exact thing. We skip over this header row because that's all it is, and we go 2 moves over here. We're now dealing with a 1. I'll go ahead and remove these highlights that aren't important anymore. And once again, 1 plus our global offset of 29 plus our stage number, which is 8. That totals up to 38, and 38 modulo 12 is 2. We look at our 2x12 to find out that 2 is equivalent to down. Stage 9, speaking of down, will be 1 instance of moving down. That makes our 9th grid position, our 9th stage of grid position, number 5. And once again, we rinse, we repeat, 5 plus 29, our global offset, plus the number of stages we are on. 43 modulo 12 is 7. Let me put this in my notes properly. And 7 is left. As you can see, we have 1 more stage and 2 more solvable modules. This is going to be down twice, so we are going to go to that 6. 6 is going to be 45, because we can add 1 for the grid number and we can add 1 for the stage number. The global offset doesn't change. So our number is right, or is 9, which is right. Now, that we've done all of this, we can solve this final module. I apologize for no longer being able to speak. And this is what our grid submission looks like. Obviously, with this layout, it's off-center. I can do this on a normal bomb. You can, of course, do this on a normal bomb. This screen is not interactable at any point, and is literally just there to show you what stage you're on. And the LED will always be pointed up and to the right. So if you are ever confused about the orientation for whatever reason, you can always look at the LED and it will be in the static point that you're used to if you've ever done vanilla, or if you've done majority of the mods that are in this game that are not lookalikes. Now, how do we solve it once we get to solve state? Well, that's quite simple. You see this direction column that we've been making this entire time? You see these arrow buttons that are selectable? We're going to input the directions into the arrow buttons. Right, up, left, right, left, down, right, down, left, right. This is the solve animation, that is a GG, a solved boss, and a solved bomb. Of course, if you do this, you can go really quickly. This is not a long boss whatsoever, and essentially just requires that you know basic addition as well as modulo. Now, once you've understood how to do that, I would highly recommend doing a speed test with it. And this is what the modulo looks like, or the module looks like on a more normal bomb. Again, the solve process is the exact same. We would solve this using the offset of the letters, not the numbers, which is a mistake I've made multiple times as of learning this module. Excuse me, I cannot English anymore today. As well as the stage numbers, the grid numbers, as well as the global offset that you get from these letters. I will not solve this. This is essentially just a way of showing you exactly what it looks like on a normal bomb. So, in that, I am done with this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, both my scenery and my inability to speak. I do apologize if this was confusing because of my inability to speak. This module is fun. I wouldn't say it's more fun than ID Exchange, for example, but it is a good time, and it is a quick module if you are looking for something easy for your expert to do, as well as your diffuser. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this tutorial helped, and I'll see you guys later.